Welcome. In this topic, Trigonometry 2, we will briefly look at the description of the unit circle. 2, we will study how to read angles in the unit circle briefly, and then we will do 4 examples. The first example will be solved for x in the equation sine 3x minus 120 equal to negative root 3 over 2 in the range, this range. We will do the second example, sine 2x equal to 0.5, sine 2x equal to negative 0.5, and then the last example we will do is solve the equation on the range, this range, cos square into bracket 7 over 2x plus 20 equal to 0.25. Welcome. Thank you very much. Welcome. We want to look at trigonometry 2. We did trigonometry 1 in form 2, and trigonometry 2 is in form 3. So in form 2, we learned about the trigonometric ratio, where we were using the right angled triangle. So we talked about the cosine, the tangent, and the sine and the sine. So here in form 3 in trigonometric 2, we are going to use the unit circle. So we will measure in the unit circle, and once you have understood how to use the unit circle, and then this trigonometry 2 you will not have much issues with it. So we want to start with the unit circle. First, we need to understand the unit circle. So the unit circle is just a circle which is divided into 4 quadrants. So this one, we call it the first quadrant. This one, we call it the second quadrant. This one is the third quadrant, and this one is the fourth quadrant. So the unit circle is divided into 4 equal parts, whereby the first part here is called the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third, and the fourth. Right? Now, you know how the clock or the wall clock works. This direction is called clockwise, and this direction, this one, when you go this way, is called anti-clockwise. Very important to know. So we read angles using a unit circle either way, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Angles read anti-clockwise, all of them are positive. Angles that are read anti-clockwise, they are positive. Angles read from this point 0 to this clockwise, they are negative. So clockwise angles are negative, anti-clockwise are positive. Very good. So the unit circle, we start here at 0. At this point it is 90. At this point it is 180. At this point is 180 plus 90, that is 270. 270 plus 90, we again come to 360. Very important to note that a unit circle starts at 0, 90, 180, and then 270. From there, we go, once we reach 270, we go to 360. We go again 360 plus 90 plus this, and we have again, if we reach here another circle, we reach 720, like that. So once you go one cycle, you cover 360 degrees. 360 degrees. I have said the first quadrant, second. Now this unit circle, we represent the trigonometric ratios in this way. So here, all of them, the tangent, the cosine, and the sine, they are positive. All of them are positive. Or the cosine, the tangent, and the sine, they are positive in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant, so this one is first, second, third, and fourth. So we use this acronym ACTS. ACTS. So ACTS, it means that all of them, here they are positive. At the second quadrant, it is only the sign that is positive. Only the sign that is positive. At the third quadrant, it is only the tangent that is positive. So it means the cosine here is negative. The sine here is negative. Here the sine is positive, it means the tangent is negative, the cosine is negative. Here at the fourth quadrant, it is only the cosine that is positive. The rest are negative at the fourth quadrant. Very, very important to understand. After we have said that, now we want to see how to read angles. Now, angles that are reading angles from the unit circle, reading angles from the unit or in the unit circle. Reading the angles in the unit circle. I will draw again the unit circle. Like I have said, here is 0, 90, 180, 270. So all angles that can fit in the first quadrant, they must be 90 or less. So the first quadrant contains only angles that are 90 or less, 0 to 90. Up to the second quadrant, it can only accommodate angles that are less than 180. From 0 from the first quadrant to the second quadrant, it can only accommodate angles that are less than 180. When we go to the third quadrant, we have angles up to 270, and then finally up to 260 in the fourth quadrant. So how do you add the angles in the first quadrant? All of them, they are less than 90, right? In the second quadrant, all angles that are inside here in the second quadrant are 180 minus the angle that you will get. So minus, if here the angle, let me use this one, is theta. If the angle in the first quadrant is theta, then to get the angle in the second quadrant, it is 180 minus theta, minus this angle. If you have this angle in the first quadrant, we want to get the angle at the third quadrant. It is 180, all of this, plus theta. Very important. To get an angle in the fourth quadrant, and we have angle theta here, then it is 360 minus theta. Very important. So once you have all these concepts, then you will find it very easy, convenient for you to handle. So we are going to do an example, and then you will see how we are going to use this unit circle. Again, to angles that are greater than 90, that means they have entered into the second quadrant. You just have 180 minus the theta, as we have said. Angles that are greater than 180, it is 180 plus theta. Angles that are greater than 70, you simply do 360 minus theta. What if now the angles are more than 360? Now it means that we have gone round, we have reached here 360 here at this point. So if I have theta here and I have gone round, how can I get this one? So if the angle is more than 360, then it means it is 360 plus theta, right? Very good. Yeah, angles that it is 360 plus theta. So let us jump and look at an example. Example 1. Solve for x in the equation sine into 3x minus 120 degrees equal to negative root 3 divided by 2 in the range 0 or 0 is less than or x less than or equal to 360 degrees. So our range is, so all the values of x we are supposed to get, they should be less than 360 or 0. So how do we approach this one? First, we assume this one. So we want to find sine inverse so that we can get this angle. How do we get it? Is sine inverse root 3 divided by 2. Now the negative here tells us that in the unit circle we want the angles where the sign is negative. The sign is negative. So you write acts. Acts. Where is the sign active? Negative. Here, remember that all of them are positive. Here the sign is positive. It means that the sign is the cosine or the sign here. The sign is negative in this quadrant and this quadrant. So the negative simply tells us that we want to find the angles that are in here and here, the third and the fourth quadrant. So don't put or include the negative when you are placing the calculator. It will give you wrong things. So let us find the angle. How do you get the angle? Now, if we have, if we have sine equal to root 3 divided by 2, then to get the angle, it is sine inverse. If it was, this is x, yeah, x, sine inverse, x will be this, sine inverse, x will be sine inverse root 3 divided by 2. That is it. So x here, you use your calculator, you will find it is 60 degrees. X is equal to 60 degrees. Now, since our sign was negative, it means that the angles that we want lies in the third and the fourth quadrants. Because here the sign is positive, here the sign is positive, that's not what we want. We want when the sign is negative, which is here and here. So now we have what this one, 3x minus 120 is equal to, remember now we have 60, right? 60 is here, inside here. So this 60 is our theta. We want the angle here. How do you do that? So from here it is 90, 180. We are coming to the third quadrant. How do you calculate the third quadrant? Third quadrant is equal to 180 plus theta. So here it is 180 plus 60. Now we have this angle at this one. So it means that 3x minus 120 will be equal to 240. Right? So like terms together, we are going to add here 120. So 3x will be equal to 360. We want the value of x divided by 3, divided by 3. So x equal to 120 degrees. So the first angle is for x is 120. That is when we are in the third quadrant. What if now we are in the fourth quadrant? How do you get an angle in the fourth quadrant? It is 360 minus theta. Our theta here, our x now, or minus x, let me say x, because we have x. Our x is 60. Remember that? So it is 360 minus 60. So it meaning the angle is, so we come here, 3x minus 120 equal to 360 minus 60. 3x equal to 120, sorry, minus 120 equal to 300. So this one we add. 3x will be equal to 420. Divided by 3, divided by 3. So x is 140 degrees. Remember, our range is between 0 to 360, and yet we are at 140. So you continue doing the same up to when you have the values that are less than 360. Now we have reached at this point. We have done this and this. So the next one, it means that we have gone one round up to 360. So we are going now to start afresh. So once we have reached here, we have 360 plus 240. Yes, that is 360 plus 180 plus 60. So 3x minus 120 equal to, we are here 360 plus 180 up to here plus x is 60. I hope you are seeing. So we have 3x minus 120 equal to, add this plus this plus this. So this one would be 600. So like terms together, 3x equal to, subtract 120, or subtract or add. We have 720 divided by 3 divided by 3. So x will be equal to 240 degrees. Yet we have not reached the maximum, which is 360, so we continue. Now remember, we are at this point, so we are supposed to be here. How do you get an angle at the fourth quadrant? It is 360 minus x. So 360 minus 60, the answer is 300. Remember, we have gone one round, which is 360. So 360 plus 6 plus 300 will give us 660. So up to this point, we will have 660. So we continue. 3x minus 120 equal to 660. So take this one to this side. 3x will be equal to 660 plus 120. So 3x equal to, this is a 0, 8, 780. So 3x is equal to 780. We divide by 3 both sides. So x equal to 260 degrees. Up to this point, we have gone round up to here. Now we are going now the second cycle. So once we reach here, we go 360 plus 360, that is 720. Now we have reached 720. So here it is now 720 because this is the second round. With the first round we came, it was 360. The first round, I mean. The second one now, it is 360 plus 360, 720. But the angle we want is not here, it's not here, it is here. So we go 720 plus 180 plus 60. Right? So the next one will be 3x minus 120 equal to 720. 720 this first round. Now the second one. And then the angle we want is this, which is 180 plus 180 plus 60. So 3x minus 120 equal to 10. This one is 9. This is 240. That is 9. Okay, let us do this. This is 240. 720 plus 240. 9. So 3x minus 120 equal to 960. Like terms together. 3x equal to 960 plus 120. 3x equal to 1080. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So x here will be 360. So since we have obtained 360 and that our range was 0 to 360, we won't continue. We stop there. And now we have the values of x equal to, the first one was 120 degrees, comma. The second one was 140 degrees, comma. The 240, comma, degrees, 260, and 360 degrees, and you finish that question. Example 2. Solve the equation below for x in the range 0 less or equal to x less or equal to 360. So our angles of x will range between 0 to 360, not more than that. So we have been given the equation sin 2x equal to 0.5. So first, how do we get the angle? We just assume the 2x first. So we are going to get the sine inverse of 0.5. And this one is going to give us 30 degrees. Once we obtain the degrees, we know that the sign here is positive. Now we draw the unit circle. Once we draw the unit circle, we know here is 0, 90, 180, 270. Once you go one round, that is 360, the second one 720, the third one like that. So acts. So the sign is positive. The sign is positive where in the unit circle, the sign is positive in this quadrant. The sign is positive in this quadrant. So we won't care about this one and this one because we want only where the sign is positive. Very important. So now once we have identified that, we come to the equation that 2x is equal to first that. Why? Because the angle here is the acute angle 30 degrees, which will be something like this 30. So the first angle will be in the first quadrant, which is an acute angle. So 2x equal to this. It means that the value of x we divide by 2, and it will give us 15 degrees. That is the first angle. So the second angle, now we are here that we go to the second quadrant. You remember how do we find the angle at the second quadrant? Yes, it is 180 minus the acute angle. So we have 2x is equal to 180 minus 30. 2x equal to 180 minus that is 150. We divide by 2, and the angle here is 75 degrees. 2x is equal to, now we go, so we have finished this one, so we don't touch here, so we go again up to this point. So once we reach here, we have covered 360 already. So we are going now, how do we get the angle here? It is 360 plus the acute angle. So we will have 360 plus 30. So we will have 2x equal to 390. So we divide by 2, x equal to 195 degrees. Next. So we have gone one cycle, we are here, 360 plus 30. Now we go to this one. How do we get the angle at the second quadrant? It is 180 minus theta. But now we have 360 plus 180 minus 30. So now 2x is equal to 360 one cycle. We have on the one cycle. Then plus the second quadrant is 180 minus 30. So we will have 2x is equal to 360 plus 150. 2x is equal to is equal to 510. We divide by 2, so x equal to 255 degrees. So we have not yet reached 360. We continue until we have 360, or if it goes beyond 360, we stop. Now the next one, so now we have gone the first cycle, we are in the second cycle. First cycle, we are finished it. Now we are going to the second cycle. So we are coming here, it is 360 plus 360. Therefore, here, now at this point, we are at 720, right? Now we will have 2x equal to 720 plus 30. So 2x equal to 750. Divided by 2, divided by 2. That is x equal to 375. Now we have 375 and our maximum angle was 360. So it means this one has gone beyond. Therefore, this one is not going to be included. Therefore, our angles, the angles of x will be 15 degrees, 75 degrees, 195 degrees, and 255 degrees. You finish that story. Suppose it is sine 2x. Now our sign here is negative 5. So I said if it is negative 5, it is telling you that the sign we want to handle here is the sign that is negative. So you don't bother with the negative. So first what you do, assume this gets sine inverse 0.5, which would be 30. So it means that the angles we want are not found here. They are not here because this one is sine is positive, sine is positive. Therefore, we want the angles here, the angles here, right? That is the information the negative is giving us. So when you use a negative with your calculator, you are going to get an error, and therefore it's important for you to understand that. So if it was negative, it means that the sign is negative at where the tangent is, where the cosine is. Now that we have 30, so our first angle will be 2x equal to the third quadrant. How do we get an angle in the third quadrant? The third quadrant is 180 plus the theta plus x. Now our x is 30. So 2x equal to 210. X equal to a half, which is 105. 105 degrees. Our next angle is found in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, so we will have 2x is equal to, how do we get the angle at the fourth quadrant? The fourth quadrant is 360 minus theta minus x. Our x is 30. So we subtract, that is 2x is equal to 330. So x we divide by 2 both sides. We get that our x is equal to 165 degrees. Next, now we have finished this one, and we see that our angle has not reached 360, which is our maximum rate. So we continue doing the same. Now we go around up to here. We are at 363. We are at 360. Sorry. So we have finished the first cycle. We are now coming to the second cycle. So how do we get an angle here? This is 360, right? 360 plus 180, 180 plus 30. Therefore, we are going 2x equal to 360. We have, that is this one up to this point, right? Plus 180 plus 30, which is 210. We start repeating this and this one. This one is 2x equal to 570 divided by 2 divided by 2. So x is equal to 285 degrees. We have not yet reached the maximum. So we continue. 2x, now we are at this point. How do we get an angle here? An angle at the fourth quadrant is obtained by 360 minus, but remember already we have finished 360, so 360 plus 360 minus theta, which is minus 30. So we will have 2x equal to 360 plus 330. 2x is equal to 690. X divided by 2 divided by 2. So x is equal to 345. So once you have reached here, you can see if you go to the next one, it's going to be more than 360. Also we stop at this point. So the angles for x are the first one is 105 degrees. The second one is 285 degrees. The third one is 345 degrees. This is simple start. Thank you very much. Sorry, I've made an error here. I just skipped 165. So they should be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 105, 165 degrees, 285, and 345. Thank you. For example 4, solve the equation on the range 0 less than x less than or equal to 180. That's our range. So we want to solve this question. Cos square 7 over 2x plus 20 equal to 0.25. So when you have a cos which is squared, what you do, you need to find the square root of both sides. So first get the square root of both sides. So if I square, the square root of cos square is cos into 7 over 2x plus 20 equal the square root of 0.25 is 0.5. So I have found the square root of both sides. The square root of 0.25 is 0.5. The square root of cos square is cos. Now I am good to go. So as usual now, you ignore this as if you don't see them. You just ignore, and then we have cos inverse 0.5. This one will give us the angle as our angle is going to be 60 degrees. Once you have obtained the angle, cos inverse 0.5 is 60. Now you draw the unit circle. You write acts. All of them are a positive, sign is positive. So we want regions, or we want quadrants where the cos is positive only. So the cos is positive here, and the cos is positive, the cosine is positive in these two regions. Right? So if it is, we start here because this one is an acute which is 60, that is fine. So we will start here. It means that 7 over 2x, now this value, plus 20 will be equal to 60. That's our first value at this point. So that is now how we write terms together. We will have 7 over 2x equal to this one. We subtract 20. We will have 40. Want to remove this denominator, you multiply both sides by 2. So 7x equal to 80. We divide it by 7, divide by 7 both sides. X equal to 11.42 degrees. That's our first angle. We go now to the next one. Our next quadrant is the fourth one, right? Because we don't want to, there's nothing we are going to do here, because here the cosine is negative, and we want where the cosine is positive. So how do we get the angle? Remember, I started this lesson by telling you how to find angles in all the four quadrants. So in the fourth quadrant, remember we get the angle like this. 7 over 2x plus 20 will be equal. The angle at the fourth quadrant is here. We are 360. Subtract the x or the theta. Our theta is 60, so we subtract that. That is the angle at the fourth quadrant. 7 over 2x plus 20 will be equal to 300. So like terms together, 7 over 2x equal to 320. Oh no, subtract 20, so equal to 280. So we multiply times 2 both sides to balance. That is, we have 2x, 7x is equal to 560. We divide by both sides by 7 by 7. So now x here equal to 80 degrees. We check it to the next quadrant. We continue until we have the maximum, which is 180 or less. Now, since we have done the one at this point, it means that now we have finished the 360. Now we are going to 360 plus the theta. So the angle here is, so now we are going 7 over 2x plus 20 will be equal to, from here up to here we are at 360, and then plus the theta, because we are at this point, the first quadrant again, 60. 7 over 2x plus 20 will be equal to 420. So like terms together, 7 over 2x equal to 400. So times 2 both sides, 7x equal to 800. Divide by both sides by 7, x will be equal to 114.29 degrees. Now we are at this point, so we go up to here. So we have covered the 3. So we have now 7 over 2x plus 20 equal to 360 up to this point. We are coming up to this point again, which is equal to plus into 360 minus 60. 7 over 2x plus 20 is equal to 360 plus 300. 7 over 2x equal to, we like terms together, this is 660 minus this, so it will be 660 minus 20. 7 over 2x equal to 640. Once we have 640, now we multiply both sides by 2 to remove these 2, the denominator. We have 7x equal to 1280. We divide by both sides by 7. So x here is 182.857 degrees. So as you realize, this one has gone beyond 180, and therefore it is not one of our values. So the values we now of x is equal to, the first value was 11.42 degrees, comma. The second one was 80 degrees, comma. The third one was 114.29. This one is not going to be included because it is over 180. So these are our values.